Welcome back to Mountain Connections. Right now we are joined by actor Christian Vit all the way from London. We're excited to meet Christian and hear all about his current projects. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm very well. Thank you for having me. It's such a pleasure to join you.
Well, we are excited to meet you and connect with you. You have so many things going on, which is another reason why we're looking forward to this conversation. So tell me a little bit more about what you're doing currently. You have two big projects that we want to make sure we talk about.
Well, I just came back from Italy, where I most recently filmed an American movie, which is called Gabriel's Raptor, which is based on the novel of best-selling author Sylvan Reynard. And it's part of a trilogy. I'm playing a baddie, of course. They always want me to play the baddie. And he's actually a professor specialized in Dante, which interferes a little bit in the story of the guy and the lady that are involved in the story as well. And we managed to have the Uffizi Gallery, which is a beautiful museum in Florence, just for the crew. So because of was still a pandemic when it happened, the shooting. And I really enjoy the museum incredibly because, it was just us surrounded by beautiful art, beautiful portraits, statues and things. And then my character is set up to appear also in the last and final part of the trilogy, which is hopefully gonna be shot next year. So that's what is going on most recently. Then I have this little movie, which is, I call it a little gem, because I got very attached to the story, and it's something that it was born during the pandemic, the first lockdown here in London. We shot it right afterwards. It's written and directed by Rawa Barnes, a good friend of mine. And basically it tells the story of an Italian actor coming to London for an audition when everything shuts down because of the lockdown. And he gets into an interesting encounter that will change his life. So it's kind of an interesting story. And then I had a movie I shot a few time ago here, a British movie by director Paul Spector called I'm Not in Love, which is a very funny comedy where I'm playing along with Jennifer Lim, who plays my wife in the movie. We play a naughty couple, basically. We try to get involved. The main guy, it's called Rob in the movie, in our activities. Let's put it this way.
Do you enjoy playing the bad, kind of mischievous, antagonistic characters? Is that sometimes your favorite role, or do you prefer to kind of be the good guy?
You know what? Despite of my look, it could be a little bit rough and the macho guy. I'm kind of a softie in real life, so I really enjoy playing the baddies because they are very far away from what I really am. So, yeah.
And you've done many different things when you look back at some past roles that you've had. I know you've been on Game of Thrones. Do you have any favorite that really stand out in your mind of roles that you've played or different projects you've been involved in?
Well, the thing is, I think for an actor, the longer is the project where you're involved, the deeper you can go with the character connection. You know what I mean? Game of Thrones was absolutely amazing for me because the quality of production, the costumes, the plot, everything was just incredible. And it was actually the first role I booked when I relocated to London a few years ago. So it was a great start in this country for me. But besides that, I had the chance to play in a long-run TV series called Holby City, which is kind of it's an English ER basically. And I had to play a cardiothoracic consultant whose name is Matteo Rossini. And I played about 44 episodes, and that was a great experience for me acting-wise because he allowed me to go very deep in the character, because this character started like very macho style. He was typical Italian, but then he had a very darker side, and that's something I really found interested to plunge in and to work in. Also, I love comedy, and I had the chance to play in The Job Lot, which is a British sitcom, where I was playing basically a Spaniard who doesn't speak a word in English, and turns up to this lady that he met during the summer vacation, just because when they were making love, she was shouting the name of the job center she was working in. So I love comedy as well. So I think I'm quite flexible in terms of acting, and I like to experience different genres as well. I think it makes my career more complete.
And Christian, when you were younger, did you always dream of becoming an actor? What made you decide to go into this career?
Well, since I was a kid, I always had this thing that when I was I had some experience in some school recitals, this kind of thing, but small stuff. When I was born in Venice, so it is not the typical kind of job that normally you do if you were born there. You need to travel and go in other places, basically. So I touched the base with these little roles, and I really enjoyed. And also, it happened almost by chance that I got scouted by some people when I was in Milan, and they asked me, "Did you think to do some?" At the beginning, it started actually with modeling when I was studying, but then I realized that I was more into like the acting part. So I started with commercials when I was much younger, and I found commercials were very challenging because they are like little movies. So you have to be very effective, very quick and flexible to get directions from the director in order for the things to work as quick as possible. So I started with them, and then I thought, I think this is my cup of tea, as they say here in England. And I just try to go deeper and deeper in the thing, and I decided to become a professional actor.
And you're very busy, you have so many current projects that we've mentioned, but when you think about future roles that you'd like to play, are there any characteristics of individuals that you haven't had the opportunity to act out yet? Is there something, if you could choose this ideal role, what would it be?
Well, I'm a great fan of period drama, so I love historical movies, biblical inspired movies, this kind of thing. So I would love to play something epic, something inspired by the Bible, those kind of characters. Yes, this is something I had a little hint with Game of Thrones and some other stuff I've done when I was in Rome, but I'd like to do a proper TV series or a movie, this kind of genre. One of my dream roles, for instance, would be it comes from a movie. It's called The Mission, and Robert De Niro had a beautiful role playing this guy called Mendoza. It would be amazing if they do a TV series nowadays out of that. I think it would be fantastic. That would be my dream role at the moment. Yes.
Well, I have no doubt you'll be able to accomplish all of that and much, much more. Christian, how can we find out more about you, connect with everything you're doing, and watch some of these current projects that you're involved in?
Well, I'm discreetly in social media, so I have an account on Instagram where I always update my current projects, and it's Christian.Vit, very simple. And yeah, that's the quickest way. I also have a website, christianvit.com. And I think that's the quickest way to find out what I'm currently on. And of course, my IMDb page, where everything happening, it's immediately there.
Well, Christian, it's been so much fun to meet you, to talk more with you about all of your past projects, current projects, and future dream roles. I invite you to Park City, and when you come here, make sure you stop by Park City Television. It'd be great to meet with you and talk with you right here in person. But in the meantime, wish you all the luck in the world. Thanks again for joining us from London. We'll be back with more right after this.